And the thing is like everybody's like saying I'm a scam artist. I was a scam artist, and I don't deny it. I don't deny that I lied to a lot of people, but I was lost in my way.
Je voulais juste dire que la crise du logement, c'est vraiment sérieux. Depuis 8 mois, j'ai fait 160 visites de logement. Je reste en dessous d'un pont depuis 8 mois.
Once again, we have proof that mainstream public media outlets disseminate information without conducting thorough investigation. This lack of ethic and professionalism mislead the population. Rebel News has once again debunked a false news story, this time published by a media entity owned by Québécois, 24 Hours.
C'est quoi qui est drôle dans la vie? Le monde trouve un chien abandonné sur le bord de la route, puis il l'amène chez eux, puis il donne un bain, puis tout. Je pense que jamais personne va m'aimer dans sa vie. J'étais allé dans un restaurant, puis ils m'ont dit d'aller manger dans le container en arrière parce que c'était meilleur pour les sans-abri. Le monde devrait... C'est pourquoi il y a autant de suicides, puis de monde qui s'enlève la vie, puis de monde qui meurt d'une overdose par exprès. Écoute, je pense qu'il va falloir que je me fasse à la réalité. Il n'y a pas de miracle. Je pense vraiment que je vais mourir dans la rue.
Je voudrais savoir, au niveau journalistique, saviez-vous que Martin Artignan n'était pas son vrai nom?
Écoute, Alexandra, j'ai pas envie de commenter plus que ça. Là. J'ai répondu ce qui motivait le retrait de l'article, c'est tout. Là.
I'm Alexa Lavoie for Rebel News, and today I will once again demonstrate that we should not believe everything published by mainstream media. We have created the website mediafactcheck.ca to shed light on the massive error committed by media outlets that are subsidized by taxpayers. Before diving into the heart of the matter, let me revisit a story that I had already debunked last year, produced by CBC regarding the alleged victim of the trucker convoy. In this story, Martin Engelhardt was used to show that the Freedom Convoy had manipulated and abused the honest people.
I regret every day going. Like, I have nothing left.
Martin claimed to have lost everything, even his home, and stated that he was suffering from cancer. His bank account had been frozen due to his involvement in the convoy. Not only were almost all the pieces of information provided by Martin false, but new information also emerged after the article was published.
So by now, we've all heard Martin Joseph's story about how he got duped into joining the convoy and spending his life saving. This isn't the first time I've heard of Martin Joseph. In fact, the first time Martin Joseph came on my radar was 2 years ago when he started posting in Facebook groups looking for help getting back to St. Rupert after having lost a job due to COVID. At that point, he had also spent his entire life savings. And see, here's another twist to the story. In a post that was put into that group at that point in time, I'm talking 2 years ago, he mentioned that he had terminal cancer and only had a couple months to live. And that was why he wanted to get back to Prince Rupert so badly, is because he wanted to go home.
It turns out that this man is a fraudster who never owned a home and primarily lived in his car for years. He scammed several people and was charged with raping a 14-year-old girl and HIV positive. On June 15, the newspaper 24 Hours published an article about Martin Artignan, a supposed victim of the housing crisis. The article was titled, "Homeless Despite Visiting 162 Apartments, No One Give Me a Chance." The journalist, Mathieu Carbas, discovered Martin through TikTok. On June 9, he contacted Martin offering to share his story. On June 15, the article was published in 24 Hours. And since then, many people have become aware of his TikTok and his story. On June 12, a few days before the article publication, Martin launched a new fundraising campaign on GoFundMe to raise money to buy a new vehicle and share the link on his page. Martin Artinian, whose real name is Martin Joseph Engelhardt, knew very well that sympathetic individual would donate money to him following the article publication, just like what happened with the CBC article. He managed to raise approximately $1,200 before closing the fundraising campaign. Was it because someone reported this campaign as fraudulent? The 24-hour media outlet, owned by Québécois, was unable to verify the most basic information, the identity of the person mentioned in the article. Martin's name is not Martin Artinian, but Martin Joseph Engelhardt. This simple detail revealed the journalist's lack of time dedicated to fact-checking. First of all, the journalist portrayed Martin as a good person who doesn't use drugs or drink alcohol. The article mentioned that Martin has been battling an incurable cancer since the fall. But my investigation conducted in March 2022 revealed that Martin has been using his cancer as a means of emotional manipulation for much longer. According to the article, it is stated that Martin has Burkitt's lymphoma, a rare and aggressive cancer that affects the lymph node. However, Burkitt's cancer is often associated with HIV, which Martin has and is hiding. As for the alleged 162 visit apartment, I doubt he actually visited all of them. He probably just sent message to the owner without actually going there. Then he used the screenshot to victimize himself further. In any case, Martin has been living in his car for several years and is occasionally hosted by well-intentioned people whom he scams. Sometimes he is luckier, and some people pay him rent for temporary accommodation. The article does not mention his extensive criminal record, his rape of a minor, the numerous people he has scammed, and many other facts. Many pieces of information could be inaccurate because Martin continued to lie in order to portray himself as a victim. The article was removed a few days after its publication. Despite this, several thousand people were able to read it, learn about Martin's story, and make donations. And thanks to Wayback Machine, because I was able to put my hands on the article. I wrote to Québécois as well as the journalist in question to inquire why the article had been deleted without any correction made for the public. Here is the response I received from Benoit Dussault, the senior director of 24 Hours. Hello, Alexandra. Martin Artinian finally found accommodation in the day following our article. Since he himself deleted his original videos, we have also decided to remove our article to avoid further attention. Best regard, Benoit Dussault. This response is completely unbelievable. Firstly, since when do we remove an article simply because the person's situation has changed? And in his response, he still referred to Martin by the false name. So I called Mr. Dussault to discuss who Martin really is.
Allô?
Oui, bonjour. Est-ce que je parle avec M. Benoit Dussault?
Oui?
Oui, bonjour. Je me nomme Alexandra Lavoie. Je vous ai écrit il n'y a pas si longtemps. Vous venez de me répondre à propos d'un article qui a été supprimé par votre média 24 heures à propos de la crise du logement. Vous aviez fait un article sur Martin Artinian. Je voudrais savoir, au niveau journalistique, saviez-vous que Martin Artinian n'était pas son vrai nom?
Écoute, Alexandra, j'ai pas envie de commenter plus que ça. J'ai répondu ce qui motivait le retrait de l'article, c'est tout. Là.
Mais est-ce que vous saviez qu'il y avait beaucoup de fausseté dans cet article-là? Au niveau journalistique, je voulais juste savoir c'était quoi votre marche à suivre.
Ben non, j'ai pas envie de commenter plus que ça. Je veux dire, la réponse est par courriel, c'est tout. Il n'y a pas d'histoire, il n'y a rien d'autre. C'est bon.
Ben, vous saviez que c'était un fraudeur et que grâce à cet article-là, il a réussi à ramasser beaucoup d'argent par un GoFundMe suite à cet article.
Je ne veux pas commenter plus que ça. Là. Merci beaucoup à vous. Salut.
This raised serious questions about journalistic integrity and media responsibility towards their audience. The fact that the article was removed without explanation or rectification cast doubt on the veracity of its content, especially with the answer of Mr. Dussault. The people who generously contribute to Martin and Gohart GoFundMe deserve answer and complete transparency. A comprehensive report will follow on this individual, and I have no choice but to show you the true face of this man. Mainstream media, instead of protecting you and warning you to be aware of this criminal, use him as a poor victim. Stay tuned for the continuation. We want to debunk all the lies coming from the mainstream media. We are there to show you the truth. And so you can see all our report debunking the story of mainstream media at mediafactcheck.ca. But on this website, the most important is to contribute to help us to continue our journalism, to show you what is really the truth, and also make sure you're not being misled by fake story.